Hey guys, Ricardo here and welcome to another blog tech tips. And of course today guys, I'll show you to install on the S22 Ultra. I have the S22 Ultra here and I'll show you to install the SIM card. Now of course you might think this is a simple process, but be warned, it's possible on the S22 Ultra that you could damage your device if you're not careful. So I advise that you at least watch a tutorial and watch out for tips. All right, so of course inside of your box you should have the SIM eject tool. If you can't locate a SIM eject tool, use a paper clip, it will work just fine. All right, so I'm going to retrieve the SIM tool by removing it. All right, so it pops right out, and of course this is very sharp, so be careful and do not leave this lying around. Now if you look at the base of your device guys, you'll notice right now that you're seeing the ports, and this is towards the bottom section. Now please note there are two things to watch out here for. There are two holes. I'll try to show. Now the first hole from your left, which is coming from this side, so moving from this side over, the first hole is actually your mic hole. If you were to place this into the mic hole, it will damage the mic, so do not do that. Notice the second hole is a part of the mechanism here, and it shows that it's a part of the SIM tray. That's the second hole. Now be warned guys that of course this should never have been done, so this is a manufacturing flaw, and chances are there is a percentage of few people that are going to damage their SIM tray, so be warned to avoid this. All right, so go ahead and you're going to place this into the second hole right here. Notice it's the second hole. I'm trying to be very clear. You're going to push down. All right, so once you push, it's going to eject. Notice it's the second hole that's out. If you place it into the first, it's going to damage your device. All right, so we're going to remove this. All right, so as you can see here, and I'll try to focus again, I'm trying to take my time to make sure I'm very clear. All right, so once you remove the tray, you'll notice the tray here. It's a different design from normal. All right, so we're gonna get the tray now and focus on the tray. Oh guys, and before I forget, please power down your device. It's best to power down before inserting a new SIM card. All right, you notice as well it shows that the SIM is not installed. It's asking to check the tray. All right, so I'm going to power off. All right, so I'm going to power off this device. So right away guys, I'm just going to power off. To power off, hold volume down plus power. All right, so I'm going to hit power off. All right, now that it's powered off, we have the SIM tray, and we're going to install the SIM card on the tray. All right guys, so after the phone is powered down, go ahead and check out the SIM tray here. Notice there's an orientation notch on the tray itself. So if you look, you'll notice there's a section here with a cutoff. So you're going to place the cutoff on your SIM, which is this section right here. You're going to turn it accordingly like this, and of course it should be set in that way. All right, so the orientation notch is to prevent you from orienting the SIM incorrectly. Do note it is shown clearly on the drawing in case you can't see the notch at the side. So notice mine, it should be placed like this, and the notch prevents it from being incorrectly seated. All right, so of course go ahead and fit this in, and do note this SIM is very small. I think this is the nano SIM if I'm not mistaken. It's the smallest size, so hopefully if you're a relatively new device, you should not need a new SIM card, or in some cases you might have to cut your SIM card, but your carrier should be able to provide an updated SIM card and switch your number out to the new SIM card and keep your old number. All right, so make sure it's seated perfectly as seen here. And while I'm doing this, it's always great when you have a new device, as it does take a little time. Now notice we're going to orient the hole to this section down here, and we're going to get this device right here, and we're going to slide it in. Go ahead and get it in. You're going to place it directly and then shove down. Do not place it in an angle. Forgive me, I'm angling the camera while doing this. So we're going to place and we're going to shove all the way in. Make sure it's flush. And once you're satisfied that it's flush, there should be no space. It should blend in perfectly to get a watertight seal. So check it out, guys. Perfectly in place now. Wait before putting on back your case in case you have a case. So in my case, I'm going to power this up. So I'm going to hit power. I'm going to press and hold. And I'm going to come back when this has booted up. Alright guys, so we're booted up. Great splash screen. So I'm just going to enter my password. Alright, so it has just booted up. Give it a little time after booting up to make sure that it's connected to your network. You should know you're connected to your network as you'll see your logo in the notification area, and of course you should be getting calls and so on. You can test dial your device to make sure your device is picking up. My device is unlocked, so it will work with any SIM or any carrier. And let me just check. So one way to know if you're good is that your carrier logo should be displayed up here. You can swipe down the notification here and check. If not, go ahead and look for your signal. Signal alone won't tell. So sometimes you'll get signal despite you're not connected. But the surefire way to check if you have installed the SIM, right, is go to settings, go to connections. Once you're in connection, go to SIM management. And of course, notice it says no SIM. All right, so in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to power off and I'm going to reseat the SIM. Make sure you clean off the metal contacts. Sometimes this does happen. So it's not uncommon for a first time SIM install to be botched. All right, guys, so what I did was while the device was on, what I did was to, of course, reseat the SIM. So basically eject the SIM, then of course clean off the metal contacts. And once you clean off the metal contacts for the SIM, you basically shove it back in. And once you do, as you can see here, it does indicate my carrier in SIM slot 1 as seen here. So I'm going to hit done. And of course, you can see here that it's showing that I am connected. So I'm going to turn off the data. I'm going to turn off data. All right, so as you can see here, I'm connected. And it was updating just now, but of course you can see now that I'm getting signal. Plus, if in the SIM section you saw that it was fully working, so I'm now fully up to date. And you can go ahead and check your plans or anything that's network carrier based, such as your credit, if you do use credits, or your balances. All right, so as you can see here, guys, my balances are okay and I'm connected to the network as shown. All right, so I'm good to go now, and my phone is now connected to the network as I just showed. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any feedback, please do so below. As always, Ricardo the Gardener from Blog Tech Tips, saying bye until next time. Bye.